Good morning, good morning, everyone. And we just want to welcome you to this beautiful, wonderful Saturday morning. I know wherever you are, it may not be beautiful and wonderful, but it should be inside of you because we believe if you're able to hear this, if you're able to wake up in the morning, it is a beautiful day no matter what the weather is outside, no matter what you got going on. You have breath in your body and you feel good. You're alive. We just want to welcome you to Pillow Talk Lounge. As always, we're your hosts. I'm James Green.
And I am Cynthia Green, and he is on the move this morning, y'all. I've never heard him say all of that when the show came on. But good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. We hope you're having a great day. I was getting ready to go to an event and went outside and could feel the icy rain falling on my head. And it wasn't wet, so it was pure ice and snow.
But it doesn't matter because we have breath in our bodies. And every day that you can wake up is a beautiful day. Just think of the alternative. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm not saying it bothered me. I just didn't go to my event because I didn't want to come back later and the roads are icy. So I felt it was smart to stay home. Wouldn't you agree?
That's right, because that's being safe.
Yes.
That's making a good decision.
Even though I really wanted to get out this morning and I really need to go to the library.
We can still do that.
Okay. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Y'all put a pin in it. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But you guys, welcome to Pillow Talk Lounge with James and Cynthia Green. We're your hosts. And today we're talking about 12 habits that couples who should have if they're madly in love or want to stay madly in love. But we're not going to talk about all 12. We're going to just cover 3 today, and we'll cover 3 for the next 4 weeks. But I want to make sure that we do a little housekeeping. Hit that button. Hit that button, whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching it live. We need you to share this out to your feed because honestly, these things we're talking about are so simple, but so well needed in our relationships. It makes a huge difference. And so today's going to be light. We're going to kind of talk about some fun things, but today will be light. But y'all know, I always want to know, what'd you have for breakfast this morning? Well, we had our usual. But we've been doing a little something different during the week, but we had our usual on Saturday morning.
Right. And I would say these 12 things, they may not, I say if you do them, it will help you stay together, help you stay in love. I would say madly in love, but it's a starting
You're not
point.
madly in love?
Yes, I'm not saying me. I'm saying other couples out there who may be going some things. If you're going through some things. So if you use these steps, it will help you to reconnect. It will help you to stay together. It'll help you build that love, to get that love where you want to be, where you expect it to be, where maybe it was when you first got together and maybe it lost some luster, so to speak, and you want to get it back there. These things will help you.
You know, it makes me think about how James and I, we are marriage visionary strategists, right? And a lot of people, when I say that type, they're like, what exactly does that mean? You know, we believe that if a couple really had a vision for their marriage before they get married, they're more apt to stay on a positive path throughout the relationship. And I'm not talking about just one big vision. I'm talking about a vision for where they want to go in the future, but also like a current vision. And then setting goals is part of having a vision. And so if you're on the same page, you're moving in the same direction, you're working together as a team, it's going to make a big difference. And so these 12 things that we're going to talk about over the next few weeks are key. They're so important.
Right. And I just like to say that if you didn't have a vision in the very beginning, there's always a place you can start. There's always, things that we talk about are steps you can start to take to get to that place. Because even though you may not have a vision in the very beginning when you first got together, if you sit down and talk about, where you want to be, where you want to go, maybe we need to have a vision now. You can always start there.
Right.
And use some of these steps we talk about to get you to that place.
Right.
And that's what it's all about, getting you to that place, a starting point. Because like we always say, we don't want to go dig into your past and dig at what you may have been through, your history of growing up. We want to take you to where you are now and help you build on that so you can be at a better place.
That is so true. All right, so let's hop into number one. What's number one? We discussed it.
Number one is prioritizing each other's happiness.
Yes. So you guys, couples who truly love each other and they know that and they talk about it, and especially if they discuss it before they get married, they know that happiness is not a one-way street.
Right.
You can't get into your marriage only thinking about you and your happiness and what you want and what you need. You have to work together to make sure both of you are emotionally, physically, spiritually, relationally, financially healthy, happy, and whole. And it takes, it doesn't take a whole lot to make sure that that's done. And so what you have to do is just actively work to make each other feel valued, feel seen, feel heard. And that just means checking in regularly. One of the things that James and I talk about when we're coaching couples is that you should have a regular check-in day. And so we tell them, choose the day, choose the time, and choose the place that you're going to do it.
Right.
So for instance, we probably have our conversation most of the time at night, as that's why this show is called Pillow Talk, when we're laying in bed.
Or during dinner.
Because
we always choose, some people don't choose. We always choose to eat dinner together. And, that's why when you talk about prioritizing, that's why we always bring up date night. Because, and I always say date night does three things. And the third thing that it does is let your spouse know that they're a priority. And this is what we're talking about, prioritizing your happiness, making them a priority. Because if you don't, they may feel that they're being taken for granted. They may feel that, you don't value their opinion, their ideas, their plans, that you just take everything for granted.
Right. And in order to ensure your spouse's happiness or each other's happiness, you want to feel supported. You want to feel like they see you, they hear you, they're supporting you in your dreams and your goals. And it's also through your actions.
Right.
It could be like, just acts of kindness. It could just be a quick surprise. It could be a warm hug. It could be talking about your goals and what and just talking about your day, day and how your day went.
And like,
you just don't, like James said, you just don't take each other for granted.
Right. And like you said earlier, baby, where, sit down and talk, pick a time, a place, the atmosphere is right. And when you talk, that's where you could talk about your goals. You could talk about your happiness. You could talk about your vision. Those are the things that you could talk about. You can sit down, let them know that you're a priority. And he says, if you don't want to be taken for granted, that is the time to sit down and talk about where you want to be, where you want to go. What are your ideas? Here's some of mine. Let me hear some of yours. So maybe we can take both, each other's ideas, put them together and come up with a plan to make both of those ideas come to fruition. And that is the key. Sitting down, talking. Now you're knowing, okay, he's not taking me for granted. He's listening. Or she's listening. They want to know my plan. They want to know they want to know how I feel.
So true.
And that is so key.
And you know what? When you are thinking about each other's happiness, you are connecting. You're conscious.
Yep.
You do little things to make them smile. And so those little things can make a big difference.
That's right.
So make sure that you are checking in with your spouse. So let's move on to number.
I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Like you said, the little things don't matter, right? You don't want those little things like disagreements or taking for granted to turn into big things. And the only way those little things won't turn into big things if you talk about those little things. Because trust me, when you talk about the little things, the big things will be so much easier and so much clearer, because the big things will be where you're going. It won't be the negative part of it. It'll be the positive part, because you talked about the little things, where you want to be, where you want to go. So the big things will be going there. making it happen.
Yes.
And wouldn't you rather have the big things be more positive than negative?
That's true. That's right. So let's move on to number 2 and share your comments.
Right.
Share us what you think about this thing about keeping each other happy. Because some people say, he don't make me happy. I'm not feeling him anymore. He's not nice to me. He's not kind to me. And what can you do to turn those things around? I think about with James and I was thinking about, what do I do to make my husband happy? I don't do it to purposely make him happy. I do things that I know he enjoys, that he likes. So he likes to eat. So even when I don't feel like it, I cook dinner.
And it's made with love.
Yes, it is. And I don't just cook dinner. I cook it. I put it on his plate and I put it at his seat. And most days I even give him his fork. Sometimes I'll even make his drink for him, even though, he does that. But, it's all about just taking care of one another. Really, honestly, it's just taking care of one another, being cognizant of what that person likes and enjoy and making sure that they get it. I always say, God wants us to have everything to prosper and grow and be in good health financially and spiritually and physically. If he wants that for us, and as Jesus is, so are we should want that for our spouse. And so if we're doing it for our spouse, we're doing it for ourselves, because it's helping our relationship. Okay, so number 2. Wait, no, it's number 3. Number 2.
Right,
Lord.
number 2.
They have fun together.
Right.
Okay, so this is kind of an easy one, but we both know that if you're in a bad place with one another, you're in a bad place where you've been maybe having a little dispute, it's not easy to have fun, but you can get back to there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to be transparent. So yesterday, Jane and I had a little dispute, a little disagreement, and I copped an attitude. And I didn't. I bet he didn't, because he did what he wanted to do.
It wasn't about me. It was about her.
Yes. So anyway, I tried not to talk to him last night. I tried not to talk to him this morning. In our house, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We really can't stay mad at each other. We can't keep an attitude against one another, because we're so in love. We're so madly in love. You think I do?
Did you have an attitude yesterday?
Yeah, but still, I still kissed you goodnight.
I kissed you. You didn't act like you didn't want to.
No, that's not
because you had your back towards me.
I always lay on my right side in the opposite direction, and you were already asleep. Okay, so we always kiss each other goodnight when we go to sleep. Well, he'd already been asleep, and I was wide awake. So he wakes up. He said, "Give me a kiss." So I roll over and I give him 2 smooches. 2. No, because it was 2. But anyway, you guys, we can't really stay mad at each other. But having fun together is important. And just like we're sitting here talking to y'all and laughing, that's having fun together. We don't have to go somewhere to have fun.
Right. And I was going to say, having fun together, this leads back to, what did I say about date night?
Yeah.
I said it does 3 things. I gave you the 1. The 3rd thing is prioritizes your marriage or your relationship. It lets you know that they're a priority. Number 1 is having that fun together and creating those memories, because whether it's spontaneous or not, if you start having fun together, a date night could be anything. It's just the 2 of you together, just having fun with each other, enjoying each other's company. And that's part of it. That's that having fun together. And, I always say sacrifice leads to success. To be successful, sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. So even if she wants to do something and you may not want to do it, you go ahead and do it. Make that sacrifice, because it's making her happy. And then on the other hand, when it's time for you to do something you like, she may not enjoy it, but she'll do it anyway. She'll make that sacrifice, because now you're sacrificing for each other to make each other happy.
Yeah, because couples who are in love and in life.
They'll do whatever it takes.
Right, they'll do whatever it takes, but honestly, they enjoy each other's company. People talk so negatively about social media, and I guess I got on bright lights, bright eyes, bright lights. I don't know what to call it. When I go on social media, I notice all these couples who's talking so great about their spouses. They're talking so positively. They're having fun. They're hanging out. I know a lot of couples who have great relationships, or we know a lot of couples who have great relationships. I see couples who have great relationships. They always want to have a couples get together, a couples event, a couples retreat, a couples getaway. They've got a couples ministry or a couples business. They want to help other couples do what they're doing. So don't let people think that you can't have an amazing marriage, because you can.
And you know what I like about the having fun part? Even if you have some conflict, even if you had a disagreement, or say even an argument, if you go and have fun, it seems like all of that goes out the window, because you're now all of a sudden you're laughing together. You may be grabbing each other. You're having fun. And at those times, you don't even think about what really happened. You're just thinking about you're in the moment. You're in the moment having fun and cracking up, laughing and doing stuff together. Afterwards, you may need to go. You may think of that conflict and go back to that. But at that moment you're having fun, you don't even think about the issues that you may be having. And that's where the talking comes in at, where, okay, how can 1 minute you go from a disagreement, conflict, to having fun? See, that having fun, you know what? It makes me think of a sports analogy where a team may not be getting along, maybe in a disarray. But if they start winning, that winning is having fun, because now you're winning, and all that disagreement, from whether it's football offense or defense disagreeing, once you're winning, all of that goes out the window, because you're winning and you're having fun, and winning is fun.
You always say winning is fun. But see, they start connecting again. Shared experiences, especially fun shared experiences, help you connect deeper. It brings you closer together.
And what I like, it allows you, when you're having fun, to talk about those conflicts or disagreements in a positive light, because now you done look past it. You're having fun.
You're going to talk about it from a different perspective, from a different mindset. You're not going to be
different attitude.
You're not going to you're not going to argue, fuss, and fight, because a little bit of that anger, a lot of that anger is gone. You're not in that same head
because you're enjoying each other's company.
Right. And now you can come back and look at it from a different perspective. You're more calm about it. And hopefully you can sit down like two mature adults and have a real discussion about it. So don't be afraid to go back to an issue you had, because you never want to just brush it under the rug. That's the way you resolve issues, is to just talk
and the best
about it
way,
and see how you can do differently or better the next time.
And the best way is to have fun together, because it allows you to talk about it from a calmer place, from a more relaxed place, because now you're having fun, and even your voice changes, because it's with love now, and it's easier to talk about it.
And all of this about having fun together is just not taking life so seriously when you do have a disagreement. So yesterday, when I was mad at James because we got in the car to go pick up some food to eat, we were going to the restaurant. And everything is 20 to 30 minutes from us. Friday night is our date night.
And we were going out to get something to eat.
Right. But we were buying it and bringing it back home.
Right.
Well, I had went to the library that morning to go get a book for my book club that I got to read by next Saturday. And they don't open until 1 o'clock on Fridays. I didn't realize that. Maybe I did see it before, but I didn't remember it and I tried to hang out until 1 o'clock, because at that time it was 10. No, it was before 10 o'clock. It was like 9:30. And I'm hanging out. I took myself to breakfast. I just couldn't do it. I was ready to come home, okay? And so I came on home, and I figured when we go out to get something to eat, we can just swing by the library and get my book. Well, I should have mentioned that. When I thought about it later, I should have mentioned that to James earlier.
Right. But when she mentioned it, we had already turned. I would have had to make a U-turn and go back. We already got
our food and was heading home. And I said, keep straight so we can just go by the library. Now,
I'm in a turning lane.
He could have said, okay, I'm going to have to go up here and turn around and go back. He could have said that. But when I think about it, everybody doesn't think the same. So his mentality is he's heading home. There's traffic out here. He got to go right, turn around, come
Make
back,
a
and go back
U-turn.
the other way. And he just didn't feel like doing it. So I copped an attitude. But he didn't realize that I had been trying to get that book for a couple of days now, and I had gotten a text while I was out. Once I got back home, that I had requested the book on hold, so it'd be right there by the desk, and all I gotta do is run in, check it out, and it would have taken me 2 minutes to run in there. So I was trying to tell him that, but he didn't. I didn't tell him the whole story. And James always say, give more information. Well, I failed at that yesterday. I just wanted him to just take me to the library to get
And
my
I
book.
did not turn around. I went straight home. And if I felt, and I didn't say anything, if it was that important, she would have jumped in her car and went back out. And I know she wasn't doing that.
Well, let me tell you why I didn't jump in the car and get back out. Because I realized that the library had closed at 5 o'clock.
You told me it closed at 7.
I thought it did.
Oh my
But
God.
I went online and
Oh
looked
my
it up.
God. So wait. Now listen, folks. Now listen. It was after 5 o'clock. So we would have missed it anyway. So if I would have made a U-turn, went back, it would have been closed. And I would have been upset then.
Go ahead and say more upset.
And she told me it doesn't close till 7. You can turn around and you know what?
But I did not know until we got back home.
You could have checked it driving.
I didn't think about it. I just wanted to go to the library and get my book.
So
but see, y'all, this is how you just can't take life too seriously. I had an attitude with him because he wouldn't take me to the
she
library.
had an attitude when it was closed already. Oh my God. So she was mad at me and it would have been closed anyway. And then if we would have went there, I would have been mad.
Oh my gosh. So this leads into number
wait.
3.
Time out. We going back. So when I asked you, I think it's closed, and you said, no, it doesn't close till 7. Where did you get that from?
Because the library usually stays open later. But I guess on Fridays they close early. So we're going to move right into number 3 because it goes with what we're just talking about when you have a little dispute. Couples who are madly in love with each other or want to stay madly in love with each other or want their marriage to just grow and stay on a positive note, they don't let small grudges fester.
That's right.
See, I was festering in that thing yesterday, and it's so funny because when I looked and saw that the library was closed.
When did you find out?
I don't know. We were home after we came home.
And you didn't tell me that?
Because I had an attitude.
Oh my God.
So,
see, it would have all went.
No,
it wouldn't have
wasn't.
festered at all because
No.
she said, "You know what, babe? It was already closed."
No, James would have had an attitude, and he'd be acting just like he's acting now, but worse because I already had an attitude with him.
And you
But
wanted
see-
me to turn around and it would be closed. How would you have I felt if I would have
Oh,
turned
I know
around?
you would have been mad. That's why I ain't saying nothing last
See?
night.
Y'all see what I'm saying? You can't let these small things fester. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so in a relationship that really stands the test of time, they don't let resentment build up. They
Right.
don't let small disputes or even big disputes, challenges, disappointments, life situations that come along. You don't let them build up.
Right.
Because couples who've stayed in love for decades, they understand that grievances should be addressed immediately. So I didn't address it immediately, but I also didn't keep fussing. I didn't keep saying something about it. I just let it go. And I was going to get another book and start reading, but we actually, even though that happened, we still was watching TV together, watching our favorite shows together.
But remember when we talked about you don't want the small things to turn into big things?
That's right.
This is the part where you can't let those grudges fester.
Right.
You have to talk about it, because if you stay mad and it lingers, because we do know couples where if they had a disagreement and they're mad, they can be mad for, say, a whole week. And it just gets worse because just think.
And then every little thing your spouse
does
gets on your nerves
irritation.
and it keeps building
That's right.
up, building up,
Because
building
just
up.
think, the bigger it gets, the harder it is to address that issue.
Yep. And
Because
to
it done grown so big now. Now it's harder to address it because every little thing that added on to that. It's like trash. You could put a new trash bag in the trash can and put little things in there. And sooner or later, those little things make the trash can full, and it
That's
becomes a
true.
big thing where you have to take it out. And it's harder to address that when those little things turn into big things. So what did we talk about? We talked about having fun together.
Oh, we're not done yet.
No,
Hold on.
no. I'm saying if you have fun together,
Mhm.
it's easier not to let these things fester.
Because
it's
you're loving on each
right.
other
It's
and you're
easier to
happy
talk
and
about
you're
them.
doing good things.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
It's easier to talk about them then.
Right. So forgiveness is a constant practice. So I'm getting ready to do this publicly. Honey, can you forgive me for how I acted yesterday?
No, it was already closed, and you didn't tell me.
Please forgive me, babe.
I forgive you, but I wish you would have told me that it would closes at 5.
I would have never heard the end of it, y'all. He would have went on and on. Oh, so you're gonna have me drive all the way to the library, and it was closed, man. I would have heard it all
Had
night.
me make a U-turn.
So it would have built into something bigger. Sometimes it's best to keep your mouth shut.
So when were you going to tell me? Because you didn't bring it up until we were on this.
I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you. But anyway, you have to let go of small disagreements quickly.
Yes.
And that helps you to maintain a healthy, positive environment in your heart, in your home, in your life. It's super important.
And let me tell you what can make it easier. If maybe you come with a solution to that problem. If you think about, okay, let me bring it up now and let me come with a solution when I bring it up. Because trust me, if you come with a solution and they come with a solution and you come together, you can always resolve the issue because you have an idea, they have an idea. Because trust me.
And don't dispute, don't disregard your person's idea because you don't think it's a good idea.
Right.
Because it's theirs.
Because everyone's mind is different. Everyone thinks differently. What you think doesn't matter, they may think it matters. Mm-hmm. So when you come with a solution, let them come with a solution, and then you come together. Because the Bible says in Psalms 133, where there's unity, that's what God commands the blessing. Mm-hmm. You have to unite, come together. And if you both come together with solutions, your marriage or your relationship will be blessed because now you're united, you're unified. You're coming together as one with ideas. And then if you both have ideas, you'll know it won't happen again because you'll know how to resolve them because you done talked about it already. Trust me, a lot of things happen in time because it happened. Let me say this. A lot of things happen over and over again. Mm-hmm. Some things you may have a conflict about and you didn't talk about it or you talked about it. It may arise again and it'll turn into another argument. Most arguments are arguments of things that happened in the past and they happen over and over again.
Right.
But if you come with a solution to that very first one, now you know how to resolve it the next time it comes up. Because you can say that you're upset because he doesn't take the trash out or she leaves her shoes everywhere, whatever the case may be, something small. And you brought it up that time and it keeps happening. So now you're getting madder every time it happens because you already mentioned it once. But if you come with a solution, okay, when you take your shoes off, maybe just put them here, out of the way. Then it won't bother me. I won't trip over them. Just come with some type of solution.
Or, like I used to tell James, I had a bad habit of leaving, and still do it sometimes. When the junk mail comes and I don't feel like reading right now, sometimes it can pile up into a little pile. And I said, you can do one or two things. No, he didn't. But anyway, this is my office, so I can have all the piles I want. But anyway, I told him there's several different things you can do. First of all, you can take the pile and move it somewhere. We can get some type of basket or container where you put the junk. He gets the mail out the mailbox and he sits it there. I just don't. It's easy for me to go through.
And I guess I can blame myself too because mail that says occupant, recipient.
And sometimes his name, and he'll leave it for me to look through. Which I do like looking through the junk mail. He gets on me. We could have a container where it all goes. You know what? We're gonna do that.
Let it say resident. I'll give it to her in a minute.
Everything.
But the key is she doesn't want me to tear it up.
Right, I don't. But let me say my things that I told him he could do. I said you could go through it yourself. We can have a container where it all goes. You can move it to somewhere where we don't see it, which is what I did at our old house, where it's not right there visibly in the kitchen, which was where the mails ended up stacking up. Or you can just pretend you don't see it and let it not bother you.
Right. And then I came with, okay, number one, I can't pretend I don't see it. I'm sorry. I was up. Number two, I could tear it up. But she didn't want that.
I like to
She
read
wants
it,
to go
see
through
what's
it.
in there, yeah.
Right. So
because y'all, he don't read. So sometimes that stuff is important or
It
it's
ain't
valuable. Sometimes
Please.
it's valuable information we can use. He doesn't read stuff.
get your gutters done or
Whatever.
landscaping or
Okay,
something.
that stuff can go in the trash, but he doesn't do it, y'all. He does,
Right.
Because we like to take our name off of the mail, so we
Right.
either
And
shred
tear
it
our
or
name-
just tear
right.
our name off, and he doesn't want to take
So
the time to
the
do it.
solution we came to was move it somewhere out of sight so you could go through it later.
Yeah, so most of the time I bring it here in my office. That's why I got pals in here. And then I go through it whenever I get a chance. And
Right,
I'm
and that
tearing
doesn't-
off our name, and then I'll have a stack of mail on the floor.
And it goes to recycle.
And it goes into recycle.
And that doesn't bother me because it's in her office. I don't see it. I'm fine with it.
All right, so all the things we were talking about, Vernita, hey Vernita, all the way down in North Carolina, my home state. Vernita, oh, and I'm supposed to get on Vernita's show she had the other night for Wise. And I'm so sorry. I don't remember. Something happened. Oh, I think I was out to dinner. I forgot I had dinner reservation. But Vernita said, I find that people often don't communicate what makes them happy. They might not be specific enough. They say, I'd like you to make me happy. You have to be specific.
Right.
And James always say
Says,
that. What you always say?
Men, we are not mind
Neither
readers.
are women.
So you have to tell us what you like. Tell us what you want. Tell us how you like it. Tell us how you want it. Tell us what makes you happy. Because trust me, we don't know. And if we go on what we think makes you happy, just like this is hypothetical, and I know it's not true.
Don't talk about the tea and the water.
No.
Something to drink. Oh.
Her birthday, you get her a bowling ball. She don't bowl. Just because you bowl and you think that's a nice gift and y'all can bowl
That's
together,
true.
she don't bowl.
That's true.
So you got to tell us. And that's an example where I tell Cynthia, like Christmas time, make a list of the things you want. Those
Right.
are the things that make you happy. Make a list of the things you like to do. Let me know so when that time comes, we could do those things. Because I don't know, or even if you did know, it's easy to forget.
Right. And sometimes, especially women will say, well, he should know what I like. Well,
Things change.
Well, things change.
You
but
evolve.
also, if you've never had a conversation about it,
Right.
men aren't always that observant.
That's
Even
right.
we women get it wrong. Just have at least a couple of conversations about
Right.
what you like to do, you don't
Right.
like to do, where you like to go, don't like
And that's-
going.
and-
Do you prefer the cold
Right.
weather, going skiing on the mountains,
Or
do
the
you
beach and
prefer to go to the beach
Right.
or an island state? Don't want to get on an airplane, rather take
Right.
a nice train ride.
But that's
If
what
you
I tell
have those discussions
men.
and you both get a good, I don't know what's the word, like a good idea, a
Right.
good level of understanding of what each other like, then you're
Right.
more apt to do
to
those
do it
things.
right. And that's what I tell men
Yeah.
when I talk to men. You got to be a student of your wife. It's even though she may tell you, just make sure you pay attention. You can be walking down the street and she'll say, I like this or I like that. Make a mental note of it. Try to remember, because like me, I'm a student of Cynthia. I kind of know what she likes and what she doesn't like. We can go out.
Kinda.
I do know. We could go out and I could pick out shoes for her that I know she likes.
Yeah.
I could pick out things I know she likes.
Oh my gosh, she gets me the best coats ever.
See, and that's because I was a student of hers, because she told me that she may like a coat. She likes coats, say, with belts, so she can wrap the belt.
Right.
That's something I made a mental note. Oh, so you like belts where you can, wrap them. I'm like, okay, so that's a mental note of it.
Right. So it's not, and then also he knows where I like to shop, some of the brand names that I like. And
that's a matter of just going out walking. Like,
And
say if
being
you're going out to
observant.
dinner, right?
But
You're
also
walking.
us having a conversation about
right.
it too.
So I would say, what's her name, Benita?
Yeah.
I would say, tell them what you like, because we always
It's
bring up.
not her. She's talking about people in
Right.
general.
We always bring up, like, people change. Like back in the day, you may not like Brussels sprouts and you may like them now, because back in the day they boiled them. Now they saute them or grill them. So
Mhm.
people change, things change. So you would let your mate know, okay, I've changed. I used to like that. I don't like that anymore. I like this.
Yeah.
Let us know what you like. So when that time comes, okay, now we have an idea on what you like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who's
All right,
next?
you guys. Oh, no, we're only doing 3.
Oh,
so we want to
No, I'm talking about another
So
comment.
the 3 that we went over today was when we're talking about the 12 things that couples who are madly in love do to keep their
Or help
relationship
you
great,
stay.
or things that will help you to keep your relationship great, or you to continue to be happy. And happiness is your own definition for
Right.
yourself.
I was gonna say happiness isn't the same for everybody. So what makes you happy, you gotta express that to your partner. Say, this is what makes me happy. So we know.
All right, so we try to keep these things down to 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
we're over the time, but that's okay, babe.
Number one
was they prioritize each other's happiness. Number 2 was they have fun together. And number 3 was they don't let small grudges fester. So you guys, if you need help in those areas, there's so many people out there that can help you. Reach out to us if you want to sit down and have a conversation. We want you to join the number 1 couples club in the In Love and Loving It Academy. We didn't say it was the number 1. We didn't say it was the best couples resource in the world.
Mhm.
This is what the couples have said who are in the group, who have experienced it. So if you're interested in learning more information about it, go to inloveandlovingitacademy.com or go to our Marriage Built to Last website and click on In Love and Loving It Academy, and you can get more information.
Right.
We want you to know how to get it right and keep it right. I am so tired of people saying there's no good marriages out here, because there are. Vanita's on here, she got one, but you can have an amazing relationship if you do the things that it takes to get there and to stay there. So we want to thank you guys for joining us today. We'll see you next Saturday, same time. And remember, if you build it, it will last. God bless you guys.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.